and welcome to Nahm, a show where you can be educated, entertained, and offended all in the same hour. It is a new year, but we got the same jokes, quotes, and hopes for all our folks. Sit back, press play, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy. Now I'm
Let
talking
me
about.
finish. You know what I'm saying? The one time I tried to stray away from that, I almost fought a chick off some Christian brothers. But I was
Hold on, you tried to straight away for Henny?
yeah.
And you went to Christian Brothers?
We was at a party and that's all they had.
You had to pick it up off the ground? No. That's what
Huh?
niggas always tell me. If you got to pick it up off the ground, it ain't worth it.
Yeah. But I just want you know what I mean? We was just drinking. Free liquor. We was drinking, Christian brothers. But usually like I said, usually whenever I went somewhere I just give me a little personal Henny.
I hear you.
And that was what I said no, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna ask you. Cause it's a little, it's a little $15 bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody, you can't ask me for this. You want some of this?
What up, Lefty?
What's going on, man? How y'all doing?
Same old, same old.
Cool.
You at the crib? You want to do the call in? You want to do a video?
Oh, dang, y'all got the video? I don't want nobody to see me right now, man. I ain't got the cut. And I just got finished working in the yard, man.
A word? What you doing? Some hedges? Just cutting the grass? What you doing? You was doing some hedges? What you doing? Just fucking cutting the grass? What you doing?
I cut down, this lady had a tree growing in her mulch bed. So I went over there and cut it, not knowing that she wanted to leave it there. But I'm like, you can't leave a tree in your mulch bed up against the house. I mean, it'll mess the foundation up and everything. Like a tree will tear everything up.
Man, think about it, the roots too. I was thinking about the tree.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That
I was
thing was
thinking
over
about the
8
tree.
feet tall, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Talking about what I'm gonna do with the open space. Leave it open. Shit. You don't put nothing in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
man. What y'all already started?
Semi sorta, but we ain't did the intro yet, so. No, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What y'all already got topics?
Nah, what you bringing to the table? So like you got something.
I ain't got too much on the table, man. I just got Celtics in 5. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Celtics in 5.
Oh.
Celtics in 5.
Jeez. Gentlemen sweep that way.
I should have bet big money the other night because I definitely bet Celtics was winning on Monday.
Oh really?
Not Monday.
Thursday, yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet they was gonna win. I put that out there in the atmosphere last Monday.
What
The
man?
Celtics gonna win game 1.
What got you taking the Celtics?
They're better.
Okay.
I think they're a better team. And the reason why I say they're better is because of the bigs.
Yeah, they actually got bigs.
It's the bigs. The bigs actually stretch the floor and actually shoot the ball. So at a high clip. So, outside of they don't have no bigs. Warriors don't even have no bigs.
Looney? That's it?
Exactly. And Green, if you want to consider a 6'5".
Yeah, a small forward, power forward.
Yep.
Yeah, let me ask a random question then.
Yeah.
If Al Horford get a chip, is he a Hall of Famer?
Al Horford.
Nah.
They will
He a
probably.
Hall of Famer in the Dominican Republic.
I would say. Okay, put it like this. Do you think that he will contribute more than Derek Fisher and Robert Horry, right? And if you put it like that, wouldn't you say he will contribute more than them two?
Yeah.
So then I would probably say yes. Even though Derek Fisher and them they're not in it. I know they're not in the Hall of Fame, but he contributed to the championship. Like Robert Horry and them, they got all them championships. They ain't never done that.
Nah, you can't do that. You can't do that because D. Fisher was a very vital part of that.
Oh yeah,
Hey, bro,
I was thinking more so Robert Horry.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Role players, they got a role player Hall of Fame, cool, but he ain't never led a team to shit. You good player, you know what I'm saying?
Al Horford.
Al, right?
Yeah, Al Horford. Yeah,
He has.
He never led a team to shit, but he led teams. He was the best player on teams, but then he's having to get to
hence
this
this
team.
being your first time being where you at.
But do you think he contributed to Atlanta though?
Yes,
When he was down there,
when they were in the playoffs, he was part of that. Yeah, he just finally got to the right team and they got far enough. I mean, I think it's a good amount of
You
players.
were the best player on that team.
on which team?
The Atlanta team.
Yeah, Joe Johnson was part.
The Atlanta team.
Ain't
We had
Josh
Joe Johnson and Josh Smith and all them.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Josh Smith was a better player than Al Horford. He shot too many fucking
No,
things.
no. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. No.
Potentially, he is.
At that point, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't end his career either.
That's a great question, though, man.
You said
That's
what?
a great question. I said, what you just asked me, as far as that being Al Horford or not, or Al Horford being a Hall of Famer, that's a great question. Because
go ahead.
you just don't, because when you think about other role players or quote unquote role players, you kind of got to put them in a certain perspective, or
you gotta go to the side.
put them in their own lane. And I don't know if he fits in a role player's lane. Like, he's better than Bobby Portis.
Yeah, he's an all-star.
Or Brook Lopez or something like that. So I think he's better than Brook Lopez.
Yeah.
But it's like, what do you consider a Hall of Famer too? I don't really know.
The only reason why I ask because there are a lot of players who end up in that question of if they get a chip or they didn't get a chip, and that's why they all talk about rings count and all that shit or whatever. So that's why I asked with Al Horford. But at the same time, Al Horford has an impressive career.
I don't know, bro.
And the Hall of Fame includes your basketball career.
Regular season,
your basketball career. So your college counts. Your college counts also when they come to Hall of Fame. So the nigga got 2 chips at Florida. So
okay, yeah, you're right, because Charles Barkley don't have no championship and he in there.
Yeah.
But I don't think Al Horford is as good as Charles Barkley. But I don't know, because
you think he's good as Steve Nash?
Al Horford?
Yeah.
I don't know. Al Horford never led the league.
Man.
How's his? You know what I'm saying? He ain't never lead the league in shit.
But what you think?
But
what you think?
Man, they give all-star shits to people.
And a lot of them don't get in the Hall of Fame conversation, though.
Why is he in the Hall of Fame conversation?
What you said, Lefty?
The Celtics looking good right now?
So did they just give Wiggins an all-star appearance, or did he deserve it?
In hindsight, it looked like he deserved it. When did he get it? This year?
He was an all-star this year, just this 1 year, this first year.
Yeah, I think he
balling.
I think he deserved it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, all-star is definitely a moment type situation, only for that year. So you know what I mean. If you only got 1 or 2 of them, then it might not really count. So I see what you're saying. You know what I mean. You might just got hot at the beginning of the season. You know what I mean. Nobody know what happened in the season, all that shit or whatever.
You just started to understand basketball. I think Wiggins gonna be around for a good little minute now. Though.
We were talking about him last week. Like I think he was good. I thought he was good. He just got with a good team and coach.
Yeah, you got with somebody.
I think he was always. I think he was always a special talent. He just didn't have the right bring up. He ain't had nobody behind him. But you know, he around Draymond and them. You know, Draymond, he gonna be a Hall of Famer, regardless of his numbers are poor. But just him in itself gonna get him in there, man.
Yeah, I mean his numbers are poor now, or did he never have really impressive numbers?
He ain't really have impressive numbers, but he do have a defensive player of the year on his own.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does have that. He definitely has that.
But that's like Ben Wallace is going in the motherfucker?
Hall of Fame?
Ben Wallace Hall of Fame? Yeah, he is, ain't he?
Yeah, he Hall of Fame.
So Draymond
he in there. He in there.
They the same motherfucker to me.
Yeah, he deserved that too. He just not as vocal as Draymond, but he definitely in there though.
Yeah. Shit, that nigga was vocal.
You think Ben Wallace was vocal?
He talked a lot. I mean, like I heard him. You know what I mean?
I'm team leader out.
Yeah.
Maybe he just ain't talked to local people then, because I didn't see him play ball with him, and I ain't even know. You know what I'm saying? He ain't say a peep, so I was maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't Rip Hamilton or nobody like that, so he ain't had no reason to talk to me. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good old boy.
Yeah, I ain't know he was that sweet either.
Of course. That what Pro-Am showed me, man. These niggas.
Oh my God.
I mean, but you think about it, man. Like these dudes be the best thing their high school has ever seen. Like the NBA is full of dudes who are the best at their one high school. There's a couple of high schools that might have like 2 or 3, maybe 1 with 7, but it's usually 1. People don't understand like the numbers that go into like sports and shit like that, dog. Like it's really like they call professionals for a reason. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Towns. Towns the only guy one pro, dog. The town of him, you know what I mean? Like,
So why we speaking on the Pro-Ams? While we speaking on the Pro-Am, I used to go to the Pro-Am games all the time.
Yeah.
And I was always impressed by the majority of the guys that come out of Richmond, they come back and play.
Yes.
But you know who was one of the worst basketball players that I've never liked, and it's that damn Ed Davis.
You never like Ed Davis?
He is one of the worst people I've ever seen go to the NBA, come back, and still play like he in high school. It's like, dude, like Ben Wallace shoot 3-pointers, bro.
Yeah, he don't do nothing but play big man.
At a high clip, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very consistent with a 3-point shot. Ed Davis can't hit the side of the backboard, man. I said, oh, yeah, he got to go. But he been in the league 15 years, though.
Yeah. Because he know his role. He know his role. He's just a serious-ass role player. But you think about, like, his whole career has been like that. When he was at Benediction, he was like that. When he was at UNC, he was like that. Like, he wasn't. It was nothing different.
So what about what's your name then?
But I'm saying, like, Ben Wallace probably had, like, buckets, assists, and rebounds when he was in high school. Ed Davis
I was
had.
going to ask you about Frank Mason, though.
Who?
You got somebody like Frank Mason that is a highly decorated college player and can't stay in the NBA.
That's when he's little.
Because he's small?
Yeah, that's simple as that. Hell yeah. Like, it's
hella. And he could shoot good, but he wasn't, like, supremely athletic.
Yeah.
Like, keep you in the league.
He ain't that much smaller than Trey Burks.
Yeah, but
Trey Burks moved around a lot, too.
More athletic.
So a lot of places that he could have went, Trey Burke was already there.
That might be why Cook not in the league no more then.
Yeah.
Paul and kind of like.
That's a Duke boy?
That's a Duke boy.
Yeah, I don't really never believe in them. That's why I like Tatum. Like, I don't really believe in Duke boys. So when they come out and...
I fool with Tatum, man. I fool with Tatum.
But we talk about him all the time because all his shots are difficult, dog. Like, all of them. Is a defender in his face. He did a bunch of moves. The shot clock going down. Still makes it.
Still get it up.
Yes.
Still get it up. And what you gonna do?
Back foot. Fade.
But in 5, though? So you think they winning tonight?
Celtics?
Yeah.
I think they might split tonight. I think the Warriors are pissed off. They're pissed.
Yeah.
So if they can withstand that first and third quarter, they'll win. They'll win another game. They'll win the series if they can hang around the Warriors, man. That's the only thing. You just got to hang around. You don't have to be. You don't got to be dominant and try to do whatever you got to do to stop them niggas from scoring because they're gonna score. But as long as you're just hanging around 10 points, hang around 10 points, 8 points, 10 points. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them get too far ahead of you.
Yeah.
You can walk them down. And basketball game of runs anyway. So
and you probably don't want to be blowing them out early anyway.
Exactly.
They'll come back on your ass real quick before you even know it.
I mean, but that's the thing about them streaky motherfuckers shooting motherfuckers. Like,
that's why I'm about to ask you, were they off? Golden State wasn't even off.
No, Steph was on. Clay was off.
Steph was on. They set him down, and when they set him down, it took too long to bring him back.
Cause he tired, and motherfuckers
been shooting threes all year. That shit gets tired.
21 in the first quarter.
Yeah, nothing in the second.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 21 in the first quarter. Clay only gave you 11.
For the whole game?
Wiggins gave you a dub. So it was like inconsistent scoring. So it was like, well,
ain't give up shit.
This is what we used to.
But
it's just usually enough.
You think this is you think that's gonna repeat itself?
What? Did they go play like they did the other night? Steph
being off and Clay being off.
Well, Steph won't off. They just set him down too long. Like Kurt, when they got up at that 15 or 20, whatever it was, he was like, all right, good, we got this. We're going to coast to the fourth quarter. We good. And hell no, Al Horford got hot. Derek White got hot.
But that sounds like a simple that sounds like a simple solution though.
And what would you do?
I'm not taking stuff out. 15 is not enough.
There you go. You're gonna have to do what Jimmy Buckets did the other day and play 48 minutes.
Yeah. Jim like
that's what it's gonna take to beat the Celtics, bro. And also too, I don't know if this matters or not, but Udoka and Kerr both come from the Popovich tree. Mm-hmm. So you kind of just playing. You really playing chess now because they know each other's offensive game. I mean, if you watch them play, all of them kind of look like the Spurs. They move the ball. A lot of unselfish basketball out there.
I never thought about that with Golden State. That San Antonio used to move the ball. Like
they move the ball. That ball's going to move. It don't sit still. You know what I'm saying? So Parker, remember Tony Parker was not as of a great shooter as Curry. but he was always moving. The ball was always moving. It's a very fluid offense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that is why the Celtics play the defense so well on the 3-point line, is because they see it so often. Udoka grew up in that jump, so he knows how to guard it. That's why they number one at guarding the 3-point line. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's going to really be a game of chess, bro. And if your bigs hit, and they don't have no bigs. Warriors do not have no bigs.
And Draymond can't shoot for shit.
Scoring bigs.
Yeah, he can't shoot for shit.
Yeah, he can't.
Who, Looney?
Draymond.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
but
lie.
still be taking 3.
Yeah, reluctantly though, and that's why you missing.
Yeah.
Just take that home.
Steady long,
Yeah,
steady long.
nigga. Yeah. Random question then.
Yeah.
You played in Hoop It Up or Triple Crown?
I never got to experience that, man. I
Oh,
always
man.
went.
Okay.
Why, they bringing it back?
No. Like I said, this is
Oh.
a random ass question. I heard it on the podcast for some odd reason. It's stuck in my head or whatever. And you said you have played in one, Deuce? Up here?
The losers.
Okay.
Oh, and Hoop It Up?
Yeah.
It was Hoop It Up?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause we had Hoop It Up and Triple Crown, just Triple Crown.
That's
We just had Hoop It Up. I only remember Hoop It Up.
No, I know we had Triple Crown because I played Triple Crown.
Yeah, I ain't playing none of them.
Okay.
But then again, you know, I played baseball my whole life. I ain't played basketball till I met you, 15, 16 years old. That's when I met you.
Oh, see.
So,
You picked
I
up the
always
ball late.
played baseball. Should have went to college to play.
I was about to ask you why you stopped. But you finished high
I
school
ain't gonna
playing
tell you-
though?
I ain't gonna tell you why, huh?
You finished high school playing?
Yeah, I played it with.
All 4 years?
You would have thought I was in there for 8 years, yeah, but nah, 4 years. You would think I should still be in that joint for real.
What position you played?
Man. Center field and left. Oh my God, center field and first base.
Okay.
You know, I'm left-handed, so
Yeah.
you like to have a left-hand person on first base because of that stretch you get on them. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to throw the ball to a left-hand person on first. And then,
Hold on, break that down for me.
Huh?
So break that down for me. Why is it?
It's the way a left-hand person stretches off of the base.
Oh.
It's a I don't really even know. All right, so it's just like a left-hand person trying to play shortstop. It's just, or third base. You got to come across your body to throw the ball to the first base from third. Whereas if you at first base, it's not across your body. It's a straight throw. You know what I mean? It's like you don't have to put a whole lot of effort into getting the ball where you need to get to. Because you know when you see them niggas turn second and they'll turn two play, or they'll turn two. You hit the ball to second. Shortstop. He throws it to second. And then that second baseman whips it over to the first. And it's just an easier throw. You don't want to put a left-hand person in shortstop ever. It's very awkward because we had to turn our whole body around.
Yeah, I definitely understand the shortstop part. I'm trying to understand the part about catching from first base.
Yeah,
it seems like the reach is the same.
It seemed like it, but I was always taught, even from Little League. Yeah, I was taught from Little League, get your butt on that first base. When they found out I was left-handed,
yeah.
Get your butt on first base. And I stretch my hand out.
I think you can stretch forward. If your right foot just on there, I think you can.
Okay. So your my left foot is out, right? Because I catch my right hand. So when my right hand is extended out, I'm a little bit further into the into the catch.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I definitely.
I tell you this though.
I gotta figure it out. I can't let the combo go until I figure the shit out now. But yeah, go ahead.
So another thing though, being left-handed, it sucks sometimes when you up the bat. So my back is to first base. So when I open up to run, after I hit the ball and I open up to run to first base, I have to open up.
Okay.
Now I played in the softball league. I open up, turn right, try to get to that first base, pull the groin muscle.
God damn.
Every time.
Every time.
Because I ain't stretched. And you got to open up. You really got to open up to get down that base, though.
Yeah. From right hand, you just going. Yeah.
You just run across the plate. Yep.
I didn't think about it. Damn. Simple to science.
Simple shit, man. Yeah, man. It's safe. Yep.
What else we was talking about? Didn't you have something?
You ready to drop the music?
Yeah,
motherfucking
Music?
Yeah. You heard about the Mount Westmore joint?
No, a recent one?
Y'all don't know about that? Snoop, Q, E40, and Too Short are making a super group and they coming out with an album called Mount Westmore.
I don't want to hear that.
You don't want to hear that?
I'm thinking
No,
the same
you
boat.
said E40 and who?
E40, Too Short, Snoop and Cube.
Yeah, I don't want it.
The
Nope,
Mount
don't
Westmore.
want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I ain't fucking with that.
I don't either.
I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I don't.
I don't even know which one of them is the one that made me not want to hear it the most.
E40?
I don't know who it is. It's probably E40, but
It's definitely between E40 and Too Short. Like E40 I could deal with, so I don't really want to deal with just bits and pieces of it. Like I don't want you to jump back in. I sign up for an entire album of you maybe, but I don't want to be jumping in and out. Too Short, I don't want none of that. Like I don't want no feature nigga. I don't want anything. Maybe a hook. I don't want anything from Too Short, dog. Maybe a interlude.
A bitch or two?
Yeah, interlude, nigga. Cube and Snoop, I can deal with, but I wouldn't even want just a duo of them. So I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of good.
It's gonna be an album you don't.
I don't want to hear any of them.
I don't know you need to hear.
I'll check it out because you know what I mean. I check out almost anything that comes out. I'll definitely check it out, but it's definitely not on mine.
I will too.
They got Dre on that thing too.
Yeah. Dre doing a production.
He should shit with them motherfuckers.
Who? Dre.
Fuck with Q.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know when it was. Is it? I mean, when is it? Is it a rumor?
I think it's supposed to come out in July.
Okay.
Oh, you talking about July, like next month?
Yeah, it's supposed to come out soon. Real soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
Real soon.
You know, man, I don't know if this is the right time to say a lot of the stuff that I be thinking. I just don't like. I mean, I ain't even from the West Coast. So I ain't even interested. So it's like even with Nipsey Hussle, man, I don't like no damn Nipsey Hussle at all. I like nothing about him. I thought he only got hot because he died.
Hey yo.
But that's the same way I feel about Pop Smoke.
Yo.
Like, I don't like that nigga at all. I think he only hot because he died.
Much, and you were saying so much, and I've been wanting to cut you off, but I don't because I don't want to forget what I got to say, but I want to let you keep going. What did you say before you offended me with the Nipsey Hussle joint?
The Nipsey Hussle joint?
No. When you said something about the West Coast, I was about to ask you.
Hey, I'm not from there. You
No.
know
No, I'm cool. But that, I mean, to me, good music is good music. But I was going to ask you about Kendrick, and then you said the Nipsey comment, and it just threw me all off. So I don't know which way I want to go.
Okay.
Did you hear? Did you hear Kendrick album? Because you definitely you definitely don't like words.
I tried, bro. It's just too many words, man.
Okay.
He like on some he like the Kyrie Irving of rap right now. So but
he play what he want to play.
I love Kyrie though. I like Kyrie's thought process because it's his own thought process.
Yeah.
But for some odd reason, man, I just cannot get with them cats over there, man.
Okay. Nipsey. I don't know. I don't know if it's just when I started hearing about him, I started seeing what he was doing also, so I started rocking with it a little bit more. I think that's what it is. Because I know a lot of cats that I just see what they're doing, and then I just fuck with the music off of that. You know, sometimes it'll make me stick because it's actually good, and then sometimes it'll fall off. I definitely agree with the blasphemous statement about Pop Smoke. Like, I definitely thought it was because, like, I didn't think anything special was going on with Pop Smoke. Like, to the fact that I don't like any of this. Like, I have not liked a song. Like, not a one, not a feature, not a remix, nothing. I really thought it was just off of that. And it tends to happen, don't get me wrong, but at least you'll catch something in the middle to see, like, okay, I see why they caught on to this.
Yeah.
And this shit continues on. You know what I mean? Like, with, I think about it the same way with, I guess some of the young dudes is down or whatever. XX?
Yeah.
Like,
Triple X.
Yeah, like some people like rock with this shit. And to me, I really can't find where it is. But like we always say, music is so fucking...
That's the beauty of this music.
Yeah,
that's the beauty. Yeah. And you never know what somebody listening to in their headphones, man.
Or somebody listening to everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like Tekashi 6ix9ine. Like I know niggas that listen to that shit.
That shit's
like
trash.
See, I don't know. So that's the type of shit that offend me though, dog. Like it don't offend me. It don't offend me as much. No, I'm about to say it don't offend me as much as the Kendrick joint, but that's the other way around. But that joint did offend me.
So you a big Kendrick fan?
I'm a big fan of
lyricist fan.
There you go. I'm a big fan of lyricists, and I definitely think he's top tier. But at the same time, this project, I feel like what he's saying is the shit that we need to be hearing instead of the bullshit that gets praised. And I think a lot of times I get caught on that stool, and I be hollering that shit. So I forget all about the appreciating what it is with music. But at the same time, much of the information that we get and the trends we follow and the dumb shit that we do comes from entertainment, mostly music.
Yeah.
So that's why I get offended by it. So I'm really offended by niggas that don't like. I mean, I'm not really offended, but I am. By niggas that don't like this Kendrick album and niggas that don't like this season in Atlanta. Like
I'm gonna listen to it.
The Europe season.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna listen to it, Mo.
Yeah, I mean, I really think he's touching on like it's like 4 or 5 songs. It's like, yo, this is. It's just like It's just like 4 or 5 songs that nobody. I ain't saying nobody's ever talked about that, but especially on that level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The song, the argument song.
Yeah.
Like it's every bit and piece. It's not just 2 people arguing. It's a black man arguing and a black woman arguing in a toxic relationship. Because there's no way in the world all that shit's going on in just that household. Right. But niggas ain't really. They just they arguing. Ha ha. No, to understand like why the shit she's having a problem with us. Understand woman the problem that he's having. That's why he's saying it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about the fact that they're. I don't know. It's just deep. But I think there needs to be a balance also though. Like you know what I mean? I understand like sometimes music is your getaway. You feel me?
Yeah.
And like because I feel like it's the same argument that we have with the whole shut up and dribble type shit. Like if a nigga feels a certain type of way, he's going to express it on his platform. So if he does it with sports, and you say I can't read the sports to get away, he don't give a fuck. This is his life, and this is how he speaks. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like I just think all that shit goes together.
And you keep putting cameras and shit in the motherfucking face. Expect him to be candid.
Yeah, I am offended by Kendrick though.
You said you are affected by him?
Offended? No, I'm fucking with you, dog. No, I've been hearing that a lot though. And it just go back to everything. Everything ain't for everybody, dog. Yeah. Simple as that, especially when it comes to music.
Nah, that West Coast joint gonna slap though. Y'all hating.
I can't see it. I can't.
Give me a 4.
I don't see.
Give me a after you say that. Give me a 4-man team that you would like to see though. I guess from the same realm. I guess niggas that's old that really shouldn't be. I don't mean to say that.
Alright, but I do that. But
old niggas that shouldn't be rapping.
What do you say?
Snoop still the GOAT.
Yeah.
Fuck what you heard.
Yo, hey, I'm doing it.
I'm trying to
let them know you're doing a podcast.
Yeah, that's my brother, man. He's fucking my shit up. Hey, just edit that nigga out, man.
This is definitely making it.
But no, we were talking about the Mount Rushmore joint that he was just talking.
Yeah.
I can see that joint doing numbers because California is a big state. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even like Snoop half the time, bro. I tried to listen to him one time, and I was like, dang, is he spitting or what? Does he really have bars?
No, that's definitely never been Snoop MO. Like I've never liked a complete album by Snoop since Doggy Style.
No, you never have. He just got longevity, bro. He just always. He's like Nick Cannon. He's just always relevant. He's always doing something to keep himself relevant. You know what I'm saying? But to actually sit there and say, man, that nigga can go ball for ball with Wayne, that'd be stupid. Because he couldn't hang like that.
So
but he's relevant though. He's always relevant.
I seen a post they did with Mount Rushmore for the early 2000s, and it was Wayne, Kanye, and Jay-Z, like they did last time. They left the 4th spot vacant. Yeah. So what would be your answer? Who would you put there?
So I like those 3. You said in the last 20 years?
No, not the last 20 years. The early 2000s. So I guess you're stopping.
Early 2000s?
Yeah, I guess you're stopping at the 10s or whatever they call them.
See, I don't know how we would do that because you had niggas like Ja Rule and them was killing them at that time. So they would be on somebody else's Mount Rushmore, bro.
But killing who though? For the early 2000s, like who was hotter than those 3? There's only one person I can think of.
I mean, we ain't really had them, but like DMX and you had the Hot Boys and all that shit going on. I don't even remember nobody from the West Coast for real, other than.
My answer would be 50.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, see, Mo, you saved me. Because
why you ain't
I knew I was ready to say something, but I was like, if I say that name, I'm gonna get criticized. But okay, so you said it first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, this is Mount Rushmore, so it's not about what you like. This is about what was important back then, and I think
I would say either 50 or either T.I.
Woo! That's a good one.
The only reason he had the same type of effect on our culture as much as 50 Cent did. So I think he did.
I said Wu, and that's a good one, but I just thought about it. Nah, that's why Wayne there.
Because of T.I.?
No, I mean, it's either one or the other. Like, that's
you think it's either T.I. or Wayne?
Yeah, you don't need two niggas from the South on it. I don't mean to say it like that. They're from the South, but you know, I don't think it's that. You do need two niggas from New York because it's hip hop.
Two niggas from the North then.
It's hip hop. You kind of do.
No, hell no, Lo. You gotta pick somebody else then. Pick somebody from the West Coast then.
No, I don't. Why? You don't like nobody from the West Coast.
I mean, I don't, but you might.
But it's
so
the.
Pick somebody in there, man. Alright, so we can't have two South niggas then, so we can't have two North.
But when you talk about hip hop, you kind of the North has always dominated hip hop. But I mean, but the argument could be that is when the shift changed though. So you could be right. During that era, that's when the down South really did start popping. So you could be right. It could be T.I. and so it'd be T.I. with 50 though. That what you're saying?
So the Mount Rushmore shit about the effect on the culture?
They same though, because they kind of.
That's Mount Rushmore.
They kind of came up around in the same
but the
era.
white boy gotta be on there, right?
So he's saying maybe Eminem.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm not opposed to that though.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not opposed to Eminem though.
So who you taking off?
Yeah, all these little white boys having blonde hair.
I would take.
If y'all saying T.I.,
I would take 50
put him over T.I.
So you stand.
I would take Eminem over 50 and T.I.
So you staying with the original three and just putting Eminem up there?
You got to, man. Eminem is.
You can't disrespect that.
He
did some
things, man.
Look at how many motherfucking niggas to this day rap like this thing.
Yo, their favorite album, their favorite movie is 8 Mile.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It had all the little white boys trying to be like him.
Since it ever came out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even really care for 8 Mile.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I didn't like Future hair in that jump.
I hate like why niggas do that to themselves, dog. Him and Shamar Moore,
man.
I know that's a stupid reason, but every time I saw him, I was like, I can't watch this.
Or everybody in the Tyler Perry joint.
Yeah. Like that Shamar Moore joint, yo. That shit was terrible, dog.
You talking about some cornrows?
Yeah.
No, they never got done. Like, what is that?
Yeah,
yo, this got a shit.
Yo, we can see your little lace front line on your shit.
Never think about it like that.
Yeah, that nigga Shamar had a lace front cornrow wig on. What?
Did y'all see that? Well, he don't do social media. Did you see that clip of Gerard Carmichael getting into it with Mano and Mano and Jim Jones?
No.
It won't serious. They were just cracking. They were just joking on each other, this, that, and the third. And then Gerard had a interview afterwards, so that's why I heard about it or whatever. And he was like, yeah, I guess I'm just talking about your style of cracking, I guess that's what his convo was going to. Because he was like, you know what I mean? He's kind of, he's laid back or whatever, you know what I mean? So he was like, yeah, you know what I mean? I couldn't really get a word in because, you know, my style was like I asked you questions. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they talking about his shoes, this, that, and third, because they said he had a white church socks. Right. So they just kept going there on that. He was like, yeah, but how'd you come to that decision? You know, like he said, that's his style. You know what I mean? Like he makes you think that type of shit.
Where you fucked up. Yeah.
Shit. And I think about it because every time I talk to
comedian, right, Bo?
Yeah. And he just came out too.
I'm gonna have to check that joint. You know,
I didn't really like that joint.
The Carmichael show?
Bisexual.
I love that. What happened?
You know he bisexual.
Yeah, I was saying I mean, I guess you about to watch it, but he came out on the special.
He said it on the Breakfast Club 2 years ago.
Oh, definitely didn't remember that then. Maybe that's why he took on sabbatical with him.
So when he did that thing with Charlamagne the God, he came out and said he dibble and dabble.
Yep. Okay. Well, I think now he's gay.
I'm gonna tell you like this, boy.
I think that's different, right?
I mean, hey.
It ain't gonna turn back, right?
No, man. I think he decided to close the door and like, I'm not going back. I'm over here now. Like, I think that's what it is. You know what I mean?
But once you dabble with dudes, you gay. It don't matter. That bisexual shit is. You gay.
No. It's
dabble with dudes, you gay.
Yes, you're gay, but you're also bisexual. When you're gay, you're not both.
No, you just straight up gay, man.
You greedy?
You greedy.
You a gay nigga that's greedy?
Fuck everything.
If I keep this fun, the show.
Niggas gonna fuck everything. Niggas.
Hey, y'all some fools, man. No, you can't be greedy though.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck everything.
No, you can't do that.
I don't like pussy, but
Who say you can't be greedy though?
What you mean?
What you mean?
No, man, cause we can't do it. They say we can't have
I ain't trying to fuck no dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't be trying to fuck
Ain't that
everything
right,
up.
I mean, we greedy out here trying to fuck all the girls. Why is it dude that can't get?
Nah, hell
Can't
no,
get
man.
butthole and ball? Nah, man, you messing it up for me. You messing up the property I enjoy. You can tear up all this butthole on that
Pick
side.
one.
You want.
Pick one you gonna do.
You can tear up all the butthole on that side you want. Don't fuck with Dad. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from the good ones.
There's no way this is going in the show. That's funny. That's the one community niggas don't fuck with, dog.
What's that?
The gay community, like
Nah,
jokes and shit.
cause they be dick riding on our motherfucking on our struggle,
Man,
and then
you
you
do
don't
that,
want
though,
none of
you
the
got
jokes.
a whole other ball game
You
going
want
right
to be
there.
part of all. You want to be part of all our progress, but you don't want none of our setbacks. You know what I'm saying? Fuck them.
Oh, man.
That's more of the show I can't put here, nigga.
Nah. Like I said, bro, that shit just too much. It's just too much. Like I said, you always give us free, give us like they want their own shit. Like you human, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we worry about basic human rights before we worry about how your gay rights specifically?
Decision-based rights.
Yeah, decision-based rights. Let's work on getting these basic human rights right. But it's always got to be they fight. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
Yeah.
but you can't say nothing about us. We deserve to be treated like humans. You can always be treated like a human.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're trying to get established first.
If you acted more like a human, wouldn't nobody know exactly what the
So we're
fuck your
doing that,
sexual
though?
preference is?
That's
I'm
true.
saying,
Yeah.
all I'm saying is, a normal, it's a lot of, they say down low brothers, right? They call them down low because most of the time you can't tell that they gay. And then you got all these motherfuckers, super flamboyant motherfuckers, and be like, oh, they take me, you shouldn't be treating me like I'm gay. You know what I mean? Like, we deserve. It's just, like I said, man, they always align their struggle with ours, but then when it comes to, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I struggle that online.
Yeah, when it comes to, this,
Yep.
you know what I mean? But
It's not an even playing field at all.
it's not even. They want to get in the car to ride to the place, but they don't want to get out and fucking fix the flat tire.
There you go. Just like arguing with a dyke or something like that.
Yeah.
She'll do the deal otherwise.
I'm always
Put your
fucking
hands on
it.
Then you going to jail for hitting a woman.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or all the gay dudes that put their hands on women and everybody's like that shit is cool. You know what I'm saying? You see all the videos of the gay dudes smacking bitches and shit, but
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? That's acceptable because he a female.
You
feel like that is hot?
I was about to say, should gay dudes be allowed to fight regular niggas? Because they be whipping their ass, nigga.
Because niggas be like, I don't know if, you know what I'm saying? Niggas give him too much credit. Like, I don't know if you do some dirty shit while we fighting.
And before you know it, you get your ass whipped, nigga.
This motherfucker gonna try to grab my dick while we fighting. Then he be on your ass. Ding, 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 ding. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, he gonna try to put a finger in my butt or something. I don't wanna wrestle this nigga.
And he boxing the fuck out your ass.
You know what I'm saying? Or y'all wrestle, he put a finger in your butt. You know what I'm saying? Watch yourself.
Man.
I know what you was thinking. Man, nigga.
Yeah. You thought I was gonna put my finger in your butt, huh? He holding you down and shit. You thought I was gonna put my finger in your butt? Now I got it there, nigga. Nah, but for real shit, nah. Nah, like I said, you know what I'm saying? I got gay relatives and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it should be all basic human rights, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like, all right, so we setting this shit aside for gay people. You know what I mean? That's all I be saying. You know what I mean?
I think that cancel culture joint really came from.
Yeah, it definitely came from gay people. From
Yep.
the LGBT community.
So a lot of times they was in the position to actually, like entertainment and shit, like they was in those positions.
They are. They are to this day in
Yeah.
those positions. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So they don't
And
like
if it
something.
ain't flat out, it is down low. You know what I'm saying?
They like anything.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga said, yeah, I didn't hit all the women. I might as well see what they do. Like, what?
Yeah.
Nah.
All the dudes now, like.
Yeah. I done hit all the women I want to hit. Then let me go on over to the other side, to the dark side.
You know what I'm saying?
To each his own, my nigga. To each his
Thank
own.
you, but no
But
thank
keep
you.
it there though.
Keep it there.
Don't go affecting them. You know what I'm saying? Because you know chicken ain't supposed to mix with steak. You know what I'm saying? They not supposed to be in the same zone. That's cross contamination. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
You can't be cross
There
contaminated.
you go.
They don't got their own cutting board
Yeah,
there.
you can't be cross contaminating the shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep doing that shit, man. Stay where you at.
Right.
Nigga, your damn mind.
That's crazy.
You're absolutely.
Care where you at. But with that being said, is women fault for these new age young dudes wanting to wear hoochie daddies?
Oh, them shorts and shit?
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Somebody told me I had some on the other day. But, you know, look, Mo, and look, y'all know I don't have social media, right? So
Yeah, right.
this be just going on like going on all the time, and I just seem to walk into it every time.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of changed my shorts because I thought that niggas weren't wearing the big baggy jean shorts no more.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to keep up.
Yeah.
Girl was like, I see you with them hoochie daddies on. I said, they just shorts with zippers on the pocket, so I don't lose my money.
So I don't lose my money.
Nah,
so you out here showing
my feet a little bit, but damn.
Oh, so just a little bit. You ain't showing thigh yet, though.
No, I ain't got no damn. I ain't showing my quads and shit. You know, it was just more so just a little bit of the kneecap that was hanging up out of there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because there's definitely levels to it.
Yeah, what do you say, like 7?
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Jay the one that broke it down to us the other day.
Who did?
Little dude, Jay.
He would know what those is. I'm gonna call him when we get off the phone. I'm gonna crack on him as soon as I get off the phone. You know, me and him go at it too.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about when I asked about the cracking all along. Every time I talk to you, he's always talking about y'all niggas be just cracking the entire time.
Oh my God, man! I'm talking about a whole 8 hours, man. I'm talking about a whole work shift. We going at it the entire time.
So what's the style then? Like what is? Is it animated? Is it like you look like? Is it what's your style? Is it all of it?
It's everything. It's
almost like 8 hours. You fucking hit all the bases.
You know how it be like. Like sometimes we just call each other names.
Yeah.
Right. Most times it's just name calling, or you be like, you know, Jay got the belly button. His don't poke out. Yeah. So I crack on his belly button all the time. And you know he's sat down on the basketball court. So it's just all over the place with me and him, man. But it's non-stop though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Jay is probably one of the funniest niggas I ever met. You know what I'm saying? But he is just non-stop. And if you can't keep up with him, he gonna flash your ass.
Yes, he is. He did not play, boy. God, he gonna win, yo.
Well, lay your ass down out here cracking and shit.
He used to get into it with my sister, my brother-in-law that was there last night. They used to get into it.
Oh, yeah?
Hell yeah. Just going at it. Because Jay don't stop.
Yeah.
Jay don't stop, you know. Man, you not saying something's not gonna make him stop.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
That's
you know me, I'm jokes.
Yeah.
But I only fire back.
Yeah.
It's all. I mean, hey Mo, I would have to show you guys text message feed, man, and you'll be like, "What the hell are y'all talking?"
This is verbal and text.
You said what?
So this is verbal and text, and y'all just pick up when you see each other?
It's mostly texting because you know he worked.
Yeah.
But sometimes he'll call me and we'll crack on each other for 30 minutes.
So say
and
just
then
in
he'll
person.
ask me what he wanted to ask me.
I thought it was just in person, yo. This is.
That nigga just joning all the time.
It's basketball court.
Yeah.
It's over the phone. It's through text messages. If he called me and said, "Hey, B, you know such and such," we gonna crack 10 minutes before that.
Oh shit.
You know I ain't backing down. I know he ain't backing down, so we just keep going.
And what y'all call it up here? Joni?
Yeah.
Jonesing.
Yeah. It'd be funny to see the different words they be having for it.
Like, nigga, Jonesing on, bro.
Cause most niggas like, "Oh, you cracking." That's how it all started, nigga.
What you say? Say it again, bro?
Oh, you cracking. That's how you should start, boy. Deron will bust up in that motherfucker. First thing you say.
Let that nigga Joan on you, bro.
And you won't even say that. You just sitting there, nigga.
Yeah.
You just having to look to the right, nigga, catch eye contact, and it's on, nigga.
Oh, you got jokes, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
This nigga think he funny.
Yeah,
one of those jokes.
Yeah, this nigga think he
funny.
Oh, shit. It was funny, like my brother, like, I'm not good. All I do is say you look like.
Yeah.
That's all I do now. Because I'm not that good at cracking. And I think my brother started my growth. Because he's so hilarious. And if a nigga say something, he flying and just joking on the nigga. And I ain't even get the word out, but this is even better. Like when he said, I'm going to watch this show with us.
I'm going to watch it.
Bro, you say he's done your growth?
Yeah.
Hey, you stupid, bro. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Oh, my God, yo. Yeah, but it happens like that, too. Damn, boy.
Yeah, that shit fun.
I tried to get Jay. I told Jay to come on this Jay with me. He said, "Man, if you do it, I'll do it." That's all I bet. I said, "I'm gonna tell Mo."
This is your third time me being here yet. We said it to him Friday night. He came up here Friday or whatever. I told him he need to get on the joint. He's like, "Nah, man, I don't be on.
I don't want to be on TV. I don't want nobody to think about my thoughts.
And then give you a 10-minute seminar on something real random.
Yeah,
they're like, this is what I want, nigga.
Just like that. Yeah,
when he came up there, did he bring his stomach with him?
Yeah.
I hope he hear this shit too. Cause he definitely gonna call me and say, "Oh, you got Joe Smith."
He said just like it too.
Look like the baby off Roger the Rabbit. The nigga was in the cradle.
Oh man, yeah.
Look like Milwaukee's best. Oh, I be shit like that, Mo. See, that's what I'm saying, yo. I'm gonna call him like a crack on.
Oh man.
Yeah,
shit. Anything else on your mind though?
I do want to talk about something though.
What's that?
I want to talk about a couple things. It's 2 things I wanted to say something about.
Okay.
All right. Y'all know I ain't a big LeBron fan, but I'm happy that he made $1 billion.
Damn right.
Do y'all agree?
Hell
yes,
yeah.
Sir.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
Cool. I'm not
Ecstatic.
definitely not a big fan of his. But
I'm a fan of his off the court.
More so,
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the fence with him. But I was gonna ask y'all about this Kevin Durant thing when he always speaking out. Do y'all think that it's like him just being soft, or do you think it really offend him, or what? Like, what do you think that is though?
Yeah, he emotional. He emotional ass
think
nigga.
that's him being emotional?
He an emotional nigga. Yeah. It's quite a few of them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows somebody that's just emotional. You can't say nothing to. The nigga either want to fight or you want, you know what I'm saying, explain himself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a whole bunch of them. It just so happens Kevin Durant, one of these greatest basketball players, is one of them sensitive ass niggas.
I mean, I definitely think it's an Earl situation also though.
Nah, it was always sensitive niggas. Isaiah Thomas was a sensitive nigga.
So he would have been posted.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because at the same time, it's like, it's a bunch of, any night, you can bring a post up from an NBA player that says something about somebody at night. Yeah. Any night. Patrick Beverly went on a run. So like you say, I think it's a bunch of, I do think he's emotional, but I do think it's just, niggas they used to telling everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. He ain't got nobody at the crib with him. He ain't in the locker room with nobody, so fuck, I gotta tell somebody. It just have to be the whole entire world. You feel what I'm saying?
It's irritating though, because me as the way I process shit, I'm like, a lot of stuff don't bother me, nor do I care about a lot of what somebody else think or say about me. So for somebody to give that much energy though, it's like you giving the whole, you know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of energy that go into that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Backing yourself up or speaking out against the masses, because he's gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? Speaking out because everybody gonna criticize him. So it's like, damn, you giving that much energy to that jump. Like, are you ready for that? Yeah, because you weren't ready for the playoffs. So I don't know. You giving all this energy, but you ain't getting that energy to the playoffs. So I don't know.
So what do you think it was? I guess we go back to the first round. What do you think it was? You think he just bounced back from the injury? You think Boston knew how to coach him because the dude used to be the assistant coach over there? Do you think he?
I thought what I think it was. First of all, I think it was bad coaching on Steve Nash's part, because I think Blake Griffin and them should have been on the floor a little bit more.
Definitely. Right? Yeah, definitely. I agree. A lot more players. Cam Thomas Griffin, also. Yeah.
And Marcus Aldridge, like them boys should have been out there. So I think it was coaching, and I think a lot of it was just Boston, man. Like, once they get a game plan, or you know what I'm saying? Like, you got 7 chances to win. I mean, you got 4 chances to win before the championship over. So it's like they figured that joint out in like game 2 or game 3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And by that time, they didn't figure you out. But then if you play a lot of ISO ball like the Nets and them do, or you only got to worry about one player, then you pretty much locked. You're gonna lose.
Yeah, that's ugly.
But like,
you know what I'm saying?
You know, one of his excuses was they didn't have enough time to be together. You know what I'm saying? With all
which is true. Which is definitely true.
So,
but I don't believe that either, though. I don't believe it. I can't see it because it's like y'all practice. These dudes be together in the off season, man.
They don't though.
You don't think so?
No, they practice with their other homeboys.
Yeah.
That's in the league. That's in the league.
I be watching all those videos, man. They be together, man.
They don't, bro.
Yeah, not your whole team though. You know what I'm saying?
No, not the team. So I'm saying it like this. I'm saying it like the only people that matter on New York Nets is
KD and Kyrie.
Right? Yeah. I know they hang together. I know they hoop together. So it's like, what do you mean you don't
I don't know about that though.
Yeah, hold on. Why
KD probably balling Kyrie backpacking in Australia somewhere.
Yeah, why do you think that?
That nigga is extravagant and shit.
And they were saying that during the joint that Tatum and KD worked out in the offseason together.
Yeah. All the time. They know each
other.
That's
what I'm saying. So they know each other better than him and Kyrie.
The homies that be.
Yeah, like the homies be linking up in the offseason. These teammates don't be linking up like that. And that comes from the culture. That's why I always say, that's why I don't like comparing eras. Because back in our era, you played with a team for a good amount of time. So you spent all season with them. You had team trips and all that shit. You don't know if this nigga come back next year.
Right. Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I don't know if I want to build a relationship with this nigga. If I ain't know you from AAU days, ain't no need for me to build a relationship with you, real talk. Feel me? Like, unless you go to state or unless you San Antonio where they build a culture.
And these all be alpha personalities as well. So that shit don't make it easy.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they were always alphas.
Yeah. They were
giving alpha.
Said, the best person in their town, the best player at their school,
or they were giving alpha. They was giving alpha leeway, and then you find out, when he need to be an alpha, he ain't no alpha. You feel me? Like, they always respect him because he's the best nigga.
Amongst other alphas,
you ain't no alpha.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
The alpha gonna show himself.
Yeah, the alpha always rises to the top. Always ends up.
Let me ask y'all this.
You got it.
I'm gonna let y'all slide because I know you know. But look, have y'all already talked about like the AAU and all that stuff? Like, because I know you brought it up just now. A little bit. You didn't. That's not what you.
You know, we touch it a little bit here and there, whatever.
A little bit, because I'm not really in touch with AAU no more. I guess because my daughter don't do nothing AAU, and the only thing I really know about AAU is AAU ain't what it used to be. Like, when I played AAU, there was 3 teams: gold, silver, and bronze. Those were the best niggas at that age in the city. There wasn't even a question about that. Now you got AAU teams. It's like 12 AAU teams.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that. It's like if you know 11 parents with kids, now you have an AAU team. That's not. And then it's just one team that got everybody. So it's just not. And that's how it was supposed to be.
So where the
but they beating up on,
So where the other kids playing?
They supposed to be playing rec. They was playing AAU, or they got house teams.
Like, yeah, because rec ball. I played rec ball.
Yeah, it was a difference. Like, it was a difference between AAU and rec.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But like I'm saying, some of these niggas that's playing AAU, they knew somebody, so this rec player is now on this AAU team just because they knew somebody.
Right.
Like, that's not.
Or
that's
their parents
not
got some bread for it.
Yeah, that's not AAU. Like, that's not. And then we're not even talking about the dark side where the coaching is not really. And then the whole, you're not building better players. You're just out here to win all that shit. But I guess at the same time, that's kind of what high school ball is for. High school ball is for
coaching.
Yeah. And this summer shit is for accolades and exposure. So it is kind of true. Yeah. No, you talking to me or them?
No, both of y'all. I was talking to y'all.
Okay, what you say?
I was saying, is that one of the reasons why you think Bronny James ain't ranked as high as he should be? They think he should be?
Where you ranked at?
I mean, it's saying like what you had just said when you was like, you got all the talent on one damn team. And when I'm watching his, they always show his highlights on YouTube or whatever like that.
Yeah.
But I'm watching, I'm like, everybody's not on the same level. Like, the teams they're playing is like a super decrease.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't play the best of the best, like you was just saying. You had
you play with them. They don't play the best, they play with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you play with the best. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So that would affect your ranking then, right?
Yeah. Because it's not even like it's a Richmond. It's not even a Richmond AAU team. It's a 804 AAU team.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So instead of having 5 high caliber teams throughout the 804, you have 1 or 2 throughout the 804. Yeah. And they call themselves Richmond, so they just beat up everybody in Richmond, not even facing nobody like talking about. Like that waters it down, yo. Like that really
like
does.
That John Lawson thing, right?
Yeah, and like I said, then you get to you go out of state, you get your ass whipped because you ain't seen this before.
Exactly, because you just ran through. They team loaded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
ASU and then this John Marshall, whatever the John Marshall thing is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They go straight from AAU to high school basketball. They played together for eons and shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then they can't win nowhere else.
And these niggas coming from and they fucking up on high school basketball. Cause they coming from way out the region.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, but then it's like, then you get to the rule. Then you get to the whole point of like, who made these fuck ass rules? Why we gotta follow these rules? Because they said so? Okay, so what, we gonna change it then? Like, okay, we need to have a conversation about change. We can't just be breaking what the rules are down because y'all don't like them. Let's go and have a conversation. It's one or the other. You feel what I'm saying? Like, okay, I hear you. That does make sense. You want to have a combo? No, just don't penalize me. What? You can't do that. That's what a lot of us do in real life. You feel like you got a problem with what's going on, so you just go ahead and break the rule, and then when you get caught, you want to break up the fact that this isn't a good rule.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not how you approach that, though. Like, you go ahead and trade. Yeah. Oh, no, I got there, but...
No, I understand how that. I mean, this is because we talking about sports, and I know how I feel about them, and then, and I know how you feel about basketball for sure. So that's why I brought it up, and I was gonna bring up the high school thing, but I'm gonna leave that for another time.
No, which one?
Huh?
The what? The Heisman?
No, the high school. The way they do it, high school.
How do you
always got it's this thing like at the end of the season, you always got an all black team playing an all white team, and it's like they missed it. The real challenge was in the middle, and they missed it. It's like they missed it every time. It was like it's set up for them to miss it every time. Like when Verona beat the hell out of this white team for the state championship, and then you got 5 state championships, 5 state champions.
Yeah. You don't think that's just a regional? You don't think that's just a regional thing?
What you mean?
I mean, because when we played Spotsylvania, we knew we were gonna see a bunch of white people.
Was that before the state championship?
No, I'm saying like coming from playing Alshon, Kennedy, Verona, Henrico, like all these black folks, and then you play this one team, Spotsylvania, they all white. I'm like saying, you don't think that's just regional? Like I beat everybody around my way.
Oh.
That's what I was asking.
See. I mean, yeah, but it's like, how is it all? I don't see how it always end up like that, though. I would have rather have seen John Marshall play Verona or something, or I would have rather seen a more competitive game. Them niggas did not score the second half, bro.
Oh, so you're saying the road up was harder than the actual chip?
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes the road up makes you miss that game, or you miss that game that everybody want to see. Yeah. How you can get your ranking, because you only get ranking by who you beat, or how you play when you playing against higher competition.
Yeah.
So it's like how do you rank somebody if you don't ever play nobody that's ranking? But
at the same time, schools like Verona and them that have won state championship, they start adding new people to their schedule the following year, though. You know what I mean? They have to start.
Like Alice Springs did.
Yeah, they have to start adding a ranked team to their. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I guess that's kind of how it starts to level out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's probably why they start recruiting too.
I think that more because I don't always understand everything, so I appreciate that.
Nah, and it's funny because I don't know either because I don't really pay attention to high school sports that much. No, I guess my daughter going to high school next year, so I probably will. Mm-hmm. But with Deron running his program, so I tend to pay attention to what's going on or whatever. You know what I mean? And a lot of times in their comments, it'd be a lot of conversations like this. So that's where I be getting information from. I can see how shit's working out, and you could just look at the way sports is and how it's just like a Duke player. When a Duke player gets a Kentucky player, when they get to the league, they ain't ready because they ain't played nobody or they didn't have. It's kind of the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I mean. Yeah, you're right. Yep, that's what I mean. It's like, damn. Like I don't know. It's just different, man. I just be trying to figure this shit out. Maybe it be going over my head or something. You know what I'm saying? So. That's why I asked, though.
Shit. That might be the wrong answer, might be the right answer. Ain't no but the convo. Fuck it, you know what I mean? But yeah, fuck it. This was fun, man. Guess we do the intro, we do the outro. This is Nahm talking about. I am all got it all.
Deuce the OG.
We got a returning guest with us. Who that?
Lefty.
Lefty. Yeah. I like that. Well, yeah, man. Until next time, man. This was fun, bro.
All right, now.
I appreciate you, bro.
Always.
All right, go.
No, not yet. It was just an idea. I was thinking about it this weekend, and it was like it's kind of how that's the reason why we could really rest on the past and what people have done, and the smart Negroes talk about these systems that will never escape and all of this stuff, and it's like it's all a conversation of everything that's out of our power kind of situation, and we just do what we can or whatever. But when you talk about freedom and real self-determination and real autonomy and real self-sovereignty, it's that takes responsibility and accountability and a level of discipline that I don't think a lot of cats really want to have to exercise. You know, I think a lot of folks would rather be under somebody else's rule where somebody else calls the shots and is responsible for everything. Because you can point your finger at everybody else and you can kind of like look to other things, but it's like if you have the control in your hand, would you really want it? You know, it's like everybody talks about the coach and the team captain and what they're not doing from the sideline, but like the team captain has responsibility. They got to make decisions. They got to discipline themselves more than everybody else on the team, you know? And as much as everybody acts like they can be the leader, they should be calling the shots, people don't really want to be the decision maker. They really don't want to be the responsible one for when the team loses is your fault, you know? So it's just like,
I went so many places because I'm really working on listening. Yeah, so now, not to take it somewhere else, I'm probably going to figure where I was going. Because when you say it, and then I think. So I'm trying to get to that, but a lot of times I get caught in the thought. Earlier you said, we're in a system where you really can't do what we're doing what we can.
Right.
And I think that's why I was about to stop you, because I'm like, yeah, we're in a system where they control all this and the third, but we're not doing everything we can. But I think that's where you went when you asked, so do we really want freedom though? So it's kind of...
What do you own in someone else's house?
That's true.
What was that?
What do you own in someone else's house?
Damn.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard to be free when, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I live in an apartment complex.
Right. And you gotta go by certain rules. And I live in a townhouse. And it's fucking HOA is motherfuckers that tell you what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to or not. You can't, you know what I'm saying? A lot of shit you can't do. You in someone else's house. You in someone else's land. You in someone else's property.
At the same time, we can improve our life a lot better if we made better decisions and more sacrifices with that HOA, with that property manager. Do we agree on that? So I guess it goes back to okay, what is freedom? Because we're asking for freedom in somebody else's house.
Right.
So, okay, what is freedom? And then you ask, okay, that type of freedom, do you want to put in the work for just that type of freedom? And then I always say, after we get this answer, I don't want to hear nothing. That always be my thing. Yeah. Like, I don't give a fuck what side you pick. I don't want to hear you complaining. And it's funny, I was thinking about when he was talking about the whole captain shit or whatever. Like, I don't mind making decisions and taking the blame. It's just when you're making decisions and motherfuckers ain't executing the decisions, that's what weighs. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't mind coming up with shit and y'all blaming me, not y'all, but people blaming me for this and the third. But when you want something to be done a certain way, then that's why I be saying it out there too. I don't want to hear nothing when this happens. It's the same psyche. But to that question, it's just about what we got to define what is freedom. Now, that's probably why I thought that. That's probably why I thought that. I know we've asked that question before. What is freedom? Yeah. So first of all, you had to define what freedom is, and for that little bit of freedom, do you want to sacrifice?
Yeah,
that's what it really is.
Yeah, sacrifice. What?
And most of us be like no.
Sacrifice.
Most of us be like no before the conversation start. Like, because you said that little bit of freedom. Like we didn't even define what that little bit of freedom was, because you can make a good life. If you're doing it correct, and if a lot of times it changes with your views of what you want.
Like living off the grid and shit, and living off the land.
And enjoying what life really is. Like a lot of times
would you give up?
That's what it was. That's what Gerard was going to joke on Mano about. He was like, oh, you think you picked this outfit. Like those Balenciaga shoes, they told you to wear them. You thought you picked that outfit. That's what his joke was going to be. You know, he's like, yeah, but they were too loud, so he couldn't even get his joke off with that. Right. Did you see that clip, Mo?
Nah.
Mano and Jim Jones was cracking on Gerard Carmichael before his
Swear.
And Gerard was like, he really couldn't get no jokes off because his style is kind of different compared to them niggas. You know, they real abrasive, they real loud or whatever. You know, he's like, I'm real soft spoken. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's like, and I ask you questions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my style. He's like, I was like, how'd you come to that decision? You know what I mean? He's talking about his outfit and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, loud cackly niggas ain't having that.
Yeah, they not. You know what I mean? They ain't got time to be thinking and shit. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck how good the question is.
You got to hit me with that joke hard.
But that's funny though when you say like that's what I wanted to say. Oh, you thought you came to that decision. Yeah. A lot of stuff that we want in life, we thought that's what we want in life, and then when you're old enough to realize that's not what I wanted, you'd already made a whole bunch of other decisions that's not going to allow you to get it. So now you just have to survive. Yeah, we end up in that survive combo again. You see what I'm saying?
That's all you can do in the jungle.
What kind of wave is it that we?
Tango.
I think what you just said was really important. What was that thing you said about? So I don't want to hear shit else or something like that. What did you say?
That I don't want to hear shit else. Like I understand if you don't want to. Once we figure out what it takes to do this, that, and third, and then you make your decision on which one you want to do. If you want to do the sacrificing or you don't want to do the sacrificing, I don't want to hear your mouth about the situation that's going on. Like, we're basically end up in the same situation. You know, whether you're sacrificing, whether you're not, we're going to end up with the same problem. The same nigga will be on both our backs. We're just approaching it differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I kind of compare that to the whole reparations thing. It'll be like, so I don't want to hear shit else after this, you know? And they'll kind of have a point. And that's why I was like, man, if cats get, $100,000, like I heard this cat on YouTube was like, $100,000 per family. And then the dude from BET was like $350. But it's like, both of those amounts of money can be gone, within 6 months real easy. And that's going to be all the apology, repentance, all of that stuff. And the attitude is going to be like, all right, I don't want to hear shit else.
Yeah, we gave y'all your reparations, now just shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So 6 months later, when people are at work and now they're getting worse treatment because folks are going to look at them a certain way.
Yeah, we've already reconciled with your ancestors. Get over it. We've given you your penance. Your pittance.
Yeah, there you go. I said the word wrong.
I mean, but it's something they can't pay for, so you continue to ask for something that they can't pay.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, and then once the request becomes almost, I don't want to say nonsensical, but like insatiable, like something you can't satisfy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
The attitude is going to be so then I don't want to give you anything, or people are going to be disconnected from the argument. It's like when you are trying to reason with your kid or something, or let's say you're in a conversation with your wife or something, and it's like they're not satisfied by anything. At some point, you just go, well, fuck it, Like, you just stop caring. And the thing is,
Not really. Like, you're asking for shit that they can't actually give you, but they can. Then you keep asking for that shit. You're not asking what you're asking for. Like, I understand the price. There's no real price you can put on that. But they have resources. Like, I think a lot of times we're asking for a particular number instead of asking for stuff that would change shit. Yeah. So you continue to fight for that. You continue to put forward bills. Continue to put forward this, that, and the third. And when they try to give you shit, that's not what you want. That's not what I asked for. You don't accept that shit. Right. That's not what the fuck I asked for. You continue to ask for what you wanted. And then when everybody's on the same line and wanting that stuff, our mindset has changed. It's not about them. Our mindset has changed. When more of us will start thinking about these 4 things instead of these 20 things that we think we want, then we can get somewhere without their fucking help. If we know the 4 things that we need instead of the 20 things that we think we want, we can get a lot further if all of us know that 4. But right now, there's a bunch of us that think we know 20 things. And we're not getting nowhere. So, I'm saying, I definitely agree with that. Like, in a relationship, like, if I chose to spend the rest of my life with you, I'm asking for a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. And I'm not giving up on that. Some stuff, yes, you are going to give up on, of course. So maybe it's a bad correlation. But that's what I want, though. Like, that's what I want. So I'm going to continue to fight for that because that's what I want. You know what I mean? I guess when you get older, you realize, okay, that's not really what I need. And I think in a relationship, that's how it ends up being just 4 instead of 20. When you first get a relationship, you think you need all this 20. You realize, no, I don't really need 4 or 5 things.
Nah, like you said, you asked for 20. It's just slowly you realize you ain't getting none of that shit.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both though.
4 is the most attainable shit that you.
But I think I honestly think it's a little bit of both though. Cause I think with the 20 we think we need all these things, but then when you really break it down, you realize no, you don't. That's a want. It goes back to you thought you chose that outfit. You know what I mean? They always say this amount of money is what you need. Once you start to get out of the ballpark, I don't want cash. I want shit to be different this way. I want when I get to work, I want to be able to get paid equally. That's what I want. I don't want money. I want to be able to get paid equally. That's a completely different convo. Now you're thinking differently. Now you're in your interviews doing negotiations differently. It's not about them. It's about you and what you're here to ask for. You see what I'm saying? Like it starts with us and our psyche, dog. We don't need them. We need us. Cause that's what every other group.
On one page though.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's why you end up with That's why you have a table of contents though. You know what I mean? Within those 4 chapters, like 20 shits in there. You know what I mean? But it's 4 chapters, my nigga. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, we got all being.
It's 4 main things. Yeah. It's like it's 4 essential things, you know.
And I think a lot of niggas they still got reparations in that 4th thing. I mean, they still got cash in that 4th thing, and that's not it.
Yeah.
That's I don't think it is.
I don't think that's it either.
And that's also why
needs to be some.
They probably like, shit, we ain't gonna give them shit. They don't even know they want it. Fuck them.
Yeah.
We definitely be saying the same.
What did you say?
The people we keep asking everything for and don't have anything specific that we ask for, they just like, yo, fuck them. They don't even know what they want. So,
hey,
you know what I'm saying? They don't know
I think that part right there, man. It's like you got different parts of kind of black society asking for different things. And you got black American society. Then you also have this like interracial conflict where you have non-black American black folks weighing in on the conversation, trying to be a part of the conversation, saying what we should have and what we should have. So it's a lot of arguing, you know? And it's like when you look at kids, I don't mean to relate us to children, but it's like when you look at kids and it's like everybody's just fighting, but they're supposed to be asking for something, but they're arguing. Like the parents go, well, nobody knows what they want, so y'all not getting anything, you know? Or you gonna get what I give you know? Since you all can't decide on what you want to get for dessert, if you want Cold Stone, if you want to go to Nixon's and get cake, if you want to go to Crumble, if you want to go wherever, since nobody knows what they want for dessert, y'all gonna get what I give you.
Y'all gonna get what I want.
Or y'all going to hell home.
Y'all gonna get what I want, so we going here. I can deal with y'all having this.
Y'all
that type of
I
want to go home.
That part, you said you're gonna get what I want. See, that's the thing. You're gonna get a version of freedom from somebody that's not really invested in your freedom. You know, so you're gonna get a bunch of half-ass things that don't.
Nah, you get the it's the freedom from me place.
Oh shit! Did we talk to you about that at all?
What?
Walmart and the ice cream and shit. Them getting in trouble for that.
I know y'all ain't talked to me. I know we had talked in text about it, and I think on the last episode y'all had talked about it. My whole thing was I just did an article about this actually for somebody, but my whole thing is for us. It's just like we should have been on this a long time ago. It's like,
which is what?
Just trying to make an economy out of our own culture. We got this thing where we say that the game is to be sold and not told, but our entire culture is free. You know, like we give away everything for free. Like we don't own the patents to anything. You know, other people like. Somebody owns the trademark to Juneteenth as a flavor. They have the trademark. Like, it's not even just an ice cream flavor. Okay, you know, you get some brown hands slapping 5 and throwing a peace sign on the carton. All right, whatever. We're going to talk about it online. They're going to get these jokes off and say, oh, this shit is stupid or whatever, right? But somebody owns Juneteenth as a daggone, and it's a white company. And they submitted for September of 2021 or whatever. Like, that means as soon as it was signed into a law, somebody was like, is there a way I can make money off of this? And own it, you know? And black people, all we did was talk about Juneteenth when it became a holiday. We ain't asked for this. We ain't want this. We made jokes about, oh man, there's going to be Juneteenth mattress sales and 2-for-1 at Old Navy and all of this stuff. We made a lot of jokes
Chicken
and
sales
memes, and we talked a lot of shit online. But we didn't go, okay, how can we create something that benefits us out of it? You know, like people were selling decorations on Etsy and stuff, you know, for years. But I'm sure cats weren't buying it like they were now. You know, and unfortunately, I hear people online going, oh man, they just finding out about Juneteenth. It's like, look, most people, I looked online, I'm like, nobody was talking about it, you know? Nobody was talking about it until like a year or two ago, you know, for the most part. I was doing a little, not to, you know, prop myself up or anything, but it was just like, I think for the folks that care, I say it because for the folks that cared about Black culture, that were talking about Kwanzaa and Juneteenth and shit for years and years, but they got ridiculed by like Black folks or whatever. Ain't nobody doing that. Woody woo woo. It takes for the dominant society to reject you, and then we go, oh, okay, now we want to do Black-owned everything. Now we want to buy Black-owned bread and a Black-owned jewelry place because this place treated me bad. You know, this place treated me bad, so I'm going to do the Black-owned clothing brands. You know, and it's just like, from my perspective, I'm like, you shouldn't be able to just jump in and out of the community because you got rejected. Like, that's why. You know, don't come to me now because homegirl, like, because homeboy turned you down and dumped you. Now you want to come back to me like, yeah, we got to stick together. It's like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, if we operate like that, and we only value stuff when we get rejected, or we only find out about stuff or want to celebrate stuff at the last minute, and some kind of reactionary thing, then it is what it is, man. When we're reactionary, somebody else always has the time that's being proactive to capitalize on something. We know what this country is. It's capitalism, man. Right? So how come we not taking all of our slang, rap lyrics, R&B singing lyrics, and trying to like trademark them and stuff so Target can't release a shirt that got Beyonce lyrics or something like that on there, or Kendrick Lamar lyrics, or all the slang, you know? But we don't own it, and then all we do is make fun of the dominant culture when they want to capitalize on it.
Sadly enough, we get mad when we try to sell it to us. Cause we was definitely mad when Versus tried to sell us a Versus. You see what I'm saying?
Versus sold that shit to some white boy.
And then came back to us.
And then tried to sell it to him.
Okay.
If it was Tim and Swiss that was trying to sell it,
that makes sense.
It would have been different. But that's y'all cashed out.
That's true.
And now these motherfuckers is trying to charge us. Even after you said you give it to us. You know what I'm saying? The same way it's always been, right? That's what you said. That was the anger thing, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what
I feel like that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we always being sold some shit. You know what I'm saying?
I will say, as far as small business, man, in these brands, the name of the game, for the most part, unless you really care about whatever the product is, the name of the game, unfortunately, is acquisition, man. You know, ads want to create. So this is what like a small beer brand wants to do. You know, unless they just want to have it a family-owned operation, like that's their main virtue. If it's not, what they want to do is be a dope, small craft brew brand, right? And they want to get a big cult following, and then they want to get bought by one of the bigger houses, you know? All the startups in Silicon Valley, these guys really don't want to exist on their own. Most of them, like 95% of them, they want to develop something that works well with Instagram so it can get bought by Instagram for $500 million, you know?
We're not playing
like,
the game.
We ain't playing the game, you know? Like, people got mad at Carol's daughter or whatever that brand name is for selling, but it's like, that's their decision if they wanted to stay in-house the entire time, and maybe their projections would have been a certain way, or if they wanted to be acquired, you know?
But at the same time, that come with us investing in ourselves more so than liquor companies. Like we have billionaires within our community that can invest in them so they don't have to go over there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do you think that's a thing, or you think sometimes you need that exposure that money can't buy, or?
No, what you said is what I agree with. Like, that's why I always talk about the way smart Negroes talk about capitalism, and they're all anti-capital and anti-black capitalists. Look, I know small business and like capitalism isn't going to like necessarily solve all the issues or whatever, but I will say that for us, I would rather try to convince or persuade our black elite, our black billionaires, because I feel like we have the money in our community. So I feel like if we can take all of this energy that we trying to do for like spending, trying to like convince white liberals to be a certain way or racist people or all of this stuff, if we try to have some strategy and leverage our black billionaires, I mean, you can do some kind of shameful tactics if you want to guilt them into, hey man, you should spend the money this way, but actually have a business plan, like a real business plan, not just some bullshit like, hey, give us $500,000, but like a real business plan, you know, that makes sense financially, makes sense maybe where you can get grants or you can get some really good publicity or something like that. Look, it's all a part of the game. I don't mean to sound like a pure capitalist businessman kind of thing, but I feel like we can. I feel like we can leverage our own folks.
You gotta play the game.
I know people. Yeah, you gotta look. I know, like, I can hear a million people quoting, "You're not going to use the master's tools to dismantle the master's house." Like, I get it, but the thing is, we're not discussing anything that's really revolutionary, like creating our own city, creating our own country. Like, we're not doing real radical shit that disconnects us from the system. So since we're not doing that, we have to figure out a way to make some kind of change within the system that we're in, unfortunately, you know? Now, if cats are trying to get their money together and they want to submit something to the U.S. government to where we can get a reservation of land like the Native Americans, and we can get like 100 acres and try to have our own state or our own little sovereign community to where we rule it. Oh, okay, but nobody's talking about that. Nobody's trying to do that outside of the country. So it's like we have to do what we can do here. And if we have black billionaires, you know, what's better than one billionaire too, especially if they in the same queue as you? Well, shit, let me try to petition to them to fund some of these programs, you know? Like I heard one sister talking about a community center in the DMV area was supposed to cost, you know, like $50,000 or $100,000 or something like that, right? And I'm like, she's struggling to try to get this community center to help the folks in like the DMV area in like Baltimore or something for the children. And I'm like, we got enough billionaires that we should be able to have 24-hour community centers in every underserved neighborhood in the country. We're just not trying to leverage and strategize like that. But you got them? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, it'd be the same two combos. I mean, it'd be the same combos rotating over and over again. But look, before I let you go, Dude's got a question and I got a quick music question for you, real quick. Ask him about the West joint.
Because these bombers is called, or man, these bombers. You heard about the Mount Westmore album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you not excited for it?
Nah.
You not?
I'm sorry. I mean, two of the cats from the Bay, man. I mean, you got E40, you got 40 Water, and Too Short.
The two one I told you, I didn't know which one I didn't want the most, nigga. Yeah, it's funny because we had my nigga Lefty on for the first half of the show, and when Deuce told us about it, both of us had the same reaction that you had. But just now, me nor Deuce thought that you would have that reaction, like G, like at all, though. Like I definitely didn't expect you to be ecstatic, but not just like I didn't. Yeah, that was lit. All right, so my question.
Now look, at first I was juiced about it, right? I was like, oh word, West Coast, like the powerhouses. We got Snoop, Q, and then E40 and Too Short. Like this is gonna be fire. I heard like the first single. And I was like, I don't know, we're going to have to get Ice Cube off of this album or something, because he always kind of bring it down. I'm sorry, like, Ice Cube ain't the death certificate dude no more, you dig?
Ice Cube is already there yet.
So is he too mellow? He's too mellow now.
He's not dope. Like it's just not like. Look, listen to the first single.
This whole episode is disrespect.
Listen to the single.
No, I'm
Listen
good.
to
I'm
Ice
good. I'll
Cube.
take your word for it. You from the West Coast. I'm good. I trust your music taste, nigga. Look, this is my.
But I'm gonna listen to the album.
Yeah, I am gonna give it one listen. I am gonna give it one listen because it's Friday, and that's what I do on Fridays.
I mean, I love my folks. I love the West Coast, but that first single, I was like, I don't know.
All right, so look, my question. I don't know if you've seen the post online or whatever. Is a Mount Rushmore for the early 2000s. On there already is Wayne, Ye, and Jay, and then there's a blank spot for the fourth.
Damn.
Who would you put? I immediately said 50. Deuce said M, and I think we all agreed that that's it. And then my man Lefty brought up T.I. And I was like, I have a place. To me, it's either T.I. or Wayne. There's no need for two niggas from the South being on there. But then I also remember that during that time, that is kind of when the South was on the rise too. So I said, and he was like, "Oh, what's it? That mean?" First he said, "New York don't need to have two niggas," and I was like, "Well, it kind of do because it's music, but it's not two niggas." Oh yeah, 50 and J would have been two niggas, yeah. But it kind of do when it's hip hop. That's just kind of how the Ace goes. He's like, "Well, yeah, shit, we got to get somebody for the West Coast," and we couldn't think of nobody because he don't like West Coast. Well, he don't like words, so that was a whole different conversation. So, do you have somebody from the West Coast, or do you have a fourth person you would put up there? Do you agree with the M? Do you agree with the T.I. and Wayne? I mean, is either one or the other?
I don't know. I think you gotta have Wayne because Wayne was on a run for a while. You know, like since those like squad mixtapes, like Homeboy was on a ridiculous run from mixtapes to like mainstream success. So I see him up there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Jay is up there for like Blueprint 1. I mean, you're talking about like the first part of the 2000s.
The later.
When was he not important? When was he not important? From 2000 to 2010. When was he not important?
I mean, for his whole the In My Lifetime series, he wasn't the skyrocket Jay.
No.
Really changed until Kanye and Just Blaze came.
That's what we're saying, though. No, this Mount Rushmore is from 2000 to 2010. So that's basically that's like Dynasty on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Blueprint 1, Dynasty 2. I don't think 2.3. That might be in the 2010s.
Kales was on their little.
Yeah, him and Kales was on the run. Yeah, all that. That was. So I think Jay's a definite. And we him just being on some GOAT shit and never really like falling off. Like he still dropped an album almost every 2 years, and he changed ways too. He made us throw away big shirts and button up. You know what I mean? Like he did change some shit there. You know what I mean? So I definitely think Jay's on there. It's more about that.
You made the Yankee cap more famous than the Yankees, man. Yeah.
So you keeping? You said you keeping Ye or Ye is the Ye? You keeping Ye?
Ye gotta be on there.
Okay. So who you throwing in there?
I don't know. I understand 50 because like his first out his mixtape run, the beef with Murder Inc. and on them cats. Do I smell pussy? Is that your guy? Damn, boy, that shit was a monster, man. I remember those in high school. Like cats were like, yo, did you hear that? Like cats had all the 50 mixtapes. Then Get Rich or Die Trying. Then whatever that other album was where he drew himself an outline or some shit.
Massacre. That was the one against Jay, right? That was him and Ye dropped the same day and it was on one of his park with that shit?
Nah, that was like his next album after that, where Ye washed his ass.
Yeah, definitely did. Yeah, because Massacre was actually good, so it couldn't have been that one.
Yeah. Massacre was like, his first two albums were good, then everything else kind of went down.
So 50 over M?
I don't know, man. That's a hard one because, I mean, M brought 50 to the mainstream, you know? So it's like, so if you put it that way, you kind of, if you look at it like that, then you got to look at M because M's first 3 albums were fire. Let's say his second and third were like more mainstream, like after he blew up. But those albums were still fire.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like you got 3 dope albums, 2 like smashes, then you got him bringing on 50 into the fold. Yeah. Like 50 would have stayed a mixtape rapper probably before he got with Aftermath. He definitely would have got that in the club shit. So
God damn.
I don't know. You might have to give him that because without him, there's no 50.
That's a good one. I like that. That's a perfect way to end it, bro. Oh shit. Yeah, we came back and we out again. And we got Maul with us this time. Say bye, Maul.
All right. Peace, y'all. It's your brother Maul, the other Maul, signing out.
Here we are, y'all. Hold on. Y'all know the 5 things we need to do. We didn't say that last couple times. I think we got a couple more followers here. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and follow.
But don't be a follower. Follow the movement.
And we out, man. Oh, man. What's the nastiest thing you've ever tasted?
The nastiest thing I've ever tasted.
That's hilarious. When we talking about on the show, you always talked about that shit? Yeah. That's the nastiest thing I've ever tasted.
The tar from the motherfucking end of the jail. Yeah, that shit hit you in the throat while you smoking? Oh my God, you get a good inhale of that motherfucker. You be ready to puke for days.
And the taste is there.
It's just there.
It's gone. It's gone.
Because the tar has now scarred your throat, nigga.
You try to drink it down with water, it clicks and spreads with that nigga.
It's just making long. You feel like you're just streaking that shit. It's like getting mud on the window.
That shit is awful.
That's the worst shit. That's the worst shit.
That's the shit you might. Well, I know I might taste it again one day. That's the bad thing about it, nigga. Sheesh.
That's probably the worst.
I'm like, first of all, nigga, they got you catching the motherfucker. Yeah, like he tells you, keep your hands up. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? The last thing you want to do is show a motherfucker the ball coming. You know what I'm saying? You want your hand, you want to react last second. Bow. You know what I'm saying? Then you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I don't know who been telling you whatever, but you should always have your diamond. You know what I'm saying? You want the ball, the nose of the ball to come in this hole here. Don't matter how it go from chest is your diamond. Anything below that, you got your pinkies. Anything below your belly button should be your pinkies. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be like, I don't know how niggas catching balls like this. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You know what I mean? So that's why I be and like when how I catch my hand, you see my hand small as shit.
Yeah,
it just
didn't have that triangle.
It's about, you know what I'm saying? The way that shit coming to the, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, we run this shit, but he can do it mid, you know what I'm saying, while playing this shit. I can practice this shit and hit it every now and then.
I might try walking down
playing though, like the nigga hit this one nigga with the move, I was like, yo, that's the fucking illest move. Like full speed, he went between his legs and then back to his legs. Full fucking speed. I was like, yo, that was, I don't know if anybody else saw this shit. Like the nigga was running, you know what I'm saying, he was running, and then the nigga was coming at it, and he gave him one of these, and he went through the legs, and then
same hand.
Yeah, same hand. Through the legs and back. Oh, got him.
Hold on, back through the leg?
Yes. Like full speed. This nigga said, bang, bang, and was back at it.
Shit.
And the dude reached for the jump because when he went behind the leg, and the dude reached, and it looked so fucking beautiful.
God.
I was like, I don't know how the fuck he did that. You know what I'm saying? Like he had to do it like this, and then bang, and it was right back. You know, strap and full strap.
Full strap.
That shit is amazing. That shit was amazing, and it was so smooth. Like I said, I don't even think niggas knew.
You want to drink all that? You know, all that.
I'm gonna see you first. This don't feel like it's loose, bro.
Huh? This nigga said loose. What happened to
you?
Yeah. So you been eating some damn chicken feet.
The nigga was on the line today, nigga.
Yeah, nigga.
Yeah, some
offensive and defensive line.
What, you?
Yes.
Good job.
Nigga, I was you.
And snapping.
I was you, nigga. I was center and rusher.
Man, good job, nigga.
Getting blown up.
Good job, nigga.
All day getting blown
fuck up,
nigga.
Put the camera up, you good?
Good job, nigga.
Put the camera up.
Blown up. I was getting blown up.
Good job. You know what's happening?
What topic could you give a 20-minute presentation on without any preparation?
What topic I could give a 20-minute? A lot of shit, for real. I think I could give a 20-minute unprepped joint on Football.
I
I already started off like 20 minutes or what? We ain't even make it to 2 then. But yeah, I could do like football, you know what I'm saying? Be the DB, be the receiver, I can give you, you know what I'm saying, how to catch, you know what I'm saying? Some weed shit, you know what I'm saying? I can give you some breakdown of that. I can talk 20 minutes off some weed shit easy. And just telling you the difference between indicas and sativas, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So I know. Shit, video gaming.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Women, I can give you a 20-minute zone on women. You know what I'm saying? Their stability or lack thereof, all that. You know what I'm saying? I can give you a bunch of shit. You just let me talk. I can go on for 20 minutes. I ain't gonna lie.